This is crazy! Hey everyone, version 6.7 is already looking like one of the most stressful patches for pull planning in a long time, and the leaks just keep coming. We now have a clearer picture of the full 6.7 banner lineup, including a Chronicled Wish banner, older characters getting possible buffs, Sandrone's release, and some very strong reruns. In this video, we're going over everything we know so far about the full 6.7 banner lineup, from the confirmed leaks to the more speculative parts, so you can plan your polls in the smartest way possible. So if you want to catch all the latest updates, then do subscribe, and if possible, do share this channel with your friends. Let's start with what is probably going to be the biggest topic in 6.7. Several older characters are apparently getting buffs connected to a new mechanic called Stellar Superconduct. The names being mentioned right now are Wriothesley, Yae Miko, Cyno, and Reruns. When this first came out, most people assumed it would just mean normal reruns for these characters. That would make the most sense if HoYoverse wanted players to care about the buffs, because limited banners are always easier to understand and easier to plan for. But the newer leaks are pointing to something different. Instead of getting separate limited reruns, these buffed characters might all be grouped together on a Chronicled Wish banner, and that is where a lot of players are frustrated. And honestly, it is easy to see why. The biggest problem is the guarantee. If you have been saving a guaranteed limited pull for someone like Wriothesley or Yae Miko, that guarantee does not carry over to Chronicled Wish. It uses its own separate pity system, completely disconnected from the normal limited banner. So if your character ends up there instead of on a regular rerun, you're basically starting from zero. And when you bundle 4 characters into one banner, the value of that banner depends a lot on how many of them you actually want. If you only care about one, then it is a much harder banner to justify, especially when you have no idea when that character will get another proper rerun later. Now, here's the part I think a lot of people are overlooking. Sandrone looks like the only character who can actually enable Stellar Superconduct right now. She is expected to be a cryo DPS in 6.7, and Stellar Superconduct appears to be built around cryo and electro. So if these older characters really need her to make the reaction work properly, then Sandrone becomes the key piece for this whole system at launch. But that doesn't mean you need to panic if you're not planning to pull her. The important thing to keep in mind is that more characters tied to Stellar Superconduct are very likely coming later in Snezhnaya. So if you skip Sandrone now, that doesn't automatically make Wriothesley, Yae Miko, or Cyno bad. It just means they may not be the best version of that reaction once the full Snezhnaya lineup starts coming out. Right now, they may work with Sandrone, but later characters could end up being the real best-in-slot options for Stellar Superconduct teams. So if you already have solid teams and don't want to invest in this reaction yet, the safest move is probably to save your Primogems for Snezhnaya banners instead. And if you're thinking long-term, that also means keeping an eye on the Tsaritsa, since she is still the biggest name people are waiting for in that region. There's also been a lot of talk about Sandrone's design changes, which honestly happens almost every time a popular character gets close to release. People get attached to earlier versions, the playable model looks different, and then the debate starts. Usually that settles down once the character is actually out and people start focusing on the gameplay. The bigger question is whether her kit ends up being strong and fun enough to justify pulling in what is already looking like a very crowded version. And speaking of crowded, let's talk about the banner layout for 6.7. The most likely Phase 1 setup right now looks like Sandrone and Citlali. Sandrone makes sense as the first new character of the version, since new characters usually lead the first phase and help build hype right after maintenance. Citlali also fits there because there are leaks suggesting she may be getting a summer skin in 6.7, and HoYoverse often lines up character banners with skin releases to get more attention around that character. There's always a chance the skin event ends up in Phase 2 instead, but Phase 1 still feels like the cleaner guess for now. Phase 2 is where things get even more interesting. Columbina is expected to be there, and that already makes the version harder to plan around because she is one of the most wanted characters in the game. On top of that, Zibai is also being discussed as a possible Phase 2 rerun. That matters a lot if you're planning to make a lunar crystallized team, because Columbina and Zibai could be part of the same setup. If you don't already have both of them, Phase 2 becomes a real problem, since you may have to choose between 2 characters characters that could both matter for the same team. That is what makes this banner setup so tricky. It's not just that the banners are stacked, it's that some of these characters may work best together, which makes skipping one of them feel much worse. If you put all of this together, the most likely setup right now is Sandrone and Citlali in Phase 1, Columbina and Zibai in Phase 2, with the Chronicled Wish banner running somewhere during the version featuring Wriothesley, Yae Miko, Cyno, and Chevreuse. That's a lot happening at once, and if you're chasing more than one of these characters, 6.7 could drain your savings very fast. Let me know in the comments what your 6.7 pull plan looks like right now. Are you saving for Sandrone, or are you skipping her for Snezhnaya? Personally, I was excited for Sandrone at first, but I did not like her gameplay that much, so I'll probably skip her and save for future Snezhnaya banners. That's it for today's video. Now I want to talk about something important as well. Lately, I have been getting very low views on my long format videos. This is probably some YouTube glitch. Hope it will be fixed soon. All I want from you guys to share this and other videos as much as possible. I will not stop creating content just because of low views. A little help from your side will be very helpful in my hard times. Well, if this helped you in some way, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Good luck on your pulls, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! If you want to play games outside of gacha, but let's be honest, Steam prices can get pretty expensive. That's where Loot Bar comes in. Loot Bar is mainly known as a top-up platform, but they also have a gain key marketplace where you can find discounts of up to 80%. For example, I've been wanting to try Resident Evil for a while now. On Steam, it's priced at $82, but on Loot Bar, it's only $54. That's already $28 saved without doing anything. And if you're a new user, the price drops even further to just $49. That's over $33 off just for signing up. And it doesn't stop there. There's also a 20% cash back promo, so you're saving even more. You can activate your key in about 30 seconds, and you'll get money back on top of it. Loot Bar has a 4.9 rating on Trustpilot with tens of thousands of reviews. They offer official keys, instant delivery, and even a 7-day refund guarantee. Honestly, it's just a cheaper and smarter way to buy real games. Check out my link in the description and the pinned comment.